50 States of Mind: A Journey to Rediscover American Democracy by Ryan Bernsten. Read for you by the author. To the Americans who invited me in and told me their stories, thank you. Preface. The pulse of America is elusive. There is no steady beat. There is only the erratic rhythm of a people with very little shared history, constantly rediscovering how to live together. Despite this, I, a staffer from a failed 2016 presidential campaign, read Democracy in America in graduate school, found inspiration in Alexis de Tocqueville's travels, and decided to follow in his footsteps nearly 180 years after his book's publication. I hit the road to talk to Americans of all stripes. With a grant for my graduate program at the University of Oxford, I drove 23,257 miles to visit over 150 cities, towns, and villages in all 50 states. I wanted to find answers to the defining questions of the era. Does American democracy still work? Can we still coexist peacefully? Amidst the horror of national headlines, I wasn't expecting to find something optimistic on the ground. I wasn't expecting to have to question my own place in our democracy, and I certainly wasn't expecting to find myself living somewhere new at the end of it. After the 2016 election, I wanted to understand the complicated country I lived in and where I fit into it. The question of what it means to be an American has always been difficult in a country so full of various cultures and viewpoints, let alone during such a polarized time. To accurately portray America's staggering diversity, I pushed myself to meet people from all walks of life. My mission was to listen, not teach, to learn, not lecture, and my only methodology was the desire to find someone unlike anyone else I had met before. I stayed in the homes of people across the country who opened their doors to me. In turn, I responded with an open mind and a generous ear. If I hadn't, this trip would not have been possible. This mindset also gave me space to learn what I didn't know about the diverse perspectives across our country. I found a surprising amount of common ground, and it became my belief that building bridges, even with those with whom we initially seemed to disagree, could be our last line of defense against a quickly radicalizing society. The breakdown of candid dialogue benefited only the powers profiting off our division and outrage, lest we realize how much we actually agree on. The late great Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright, crystallized the dangers of our political environment in her book, Fascism, A Warning. At many levels, contempt has become a defining characteristic of American politics. It makes us unwilling to listen to what others say, unwilling, in some cases, even to allow them to speak. This stops the learning process cold and creates a ready-made audience for demagogues who know how to bring diverse groups of the aggrieved together in righteous opposition to everyone else. With her words in mind, I consciously tried to rid myself of any vestige of self-righteousness or contempt, as I allowed my preconceived notions to be challenged by my fellow Americans. I hope you'll have your preconceived notions challenged too. Only then can we see what is within the bounds of normalcy and what is dangerous extremism, and be able to recognize the latter when we see it. Ultimately, American democracy is made up of unique states of mind and stories that inform every citizen's worldview. By deciding to start with the people, I was reminded that America is a community existing together in a shared moment, with far more in common than that which divides us. We have so much to learn from each other. I hope this book can take you on a journey to challenge your understanding of the United States through the small interactions I had with people all across the nation. By offering a sampling of the staggering diversity in America, I hope you experience the wonders, contradictions, oddities, and thrills of 50 very different states of mind. The hometown. I see your point, I said to my parents, grimly sitting across from me in my childhood home just outside of Rockford, Illinois. I was an idealist, a big plan maker, but the gravity of what I had set out to do was crashing down on me. A broke grad student with a list of careers that spanned from birthday party clown to English teacher to actor to sushi waiter.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?